How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Invested Intelligence. We're going to be going over some analysis today on Binance, Bitcoin, the usual suspects. But before I do, I want to take you over to an article, this one here, which is a very interesting one. It actually goes through quite a lot of detail, taking stock of the US crypto crackdown. I'm going to link this article in the description below. If you have some time, I would definitely suggest you go through this. There's quite some, there's quite a few interesting things within this article. Kind of goes through the timeline, of last year all the way through to this year and what's happening with Binance and some of the things in that respect. And I think it's important to understand as we continue to move forward with cryptocurrency for the remainder of the year. We're going to continue to get this kind of rhetoric back and forth with the SEC. There's obviously this ongoing problem with the SEC and XRP. They have this court thing going on. Obviously, there is another article, and I'm going to link all of these articles in the description below. But again, this is something that we need to be mindful of. As you guys know, I'm not really interested per se in what the articles are saying. My interest is the fact that they are being said in the first place. And the more that this continues and the more cryptocurrency is being pounded constantly by these regulatory, sort of bodies, the more likely people are going to lose confidence in cryptocurrency. And then obviously that's going to affect the price. And as it affects the price, this kind of creates this self-fulfilling prophecy where people are losing interest, losing confidence. They're pulling their money from, the cryptocurrency market. Then you have, sort of economic issues as well. And, inflation problems. People can't pay their bills. So that starts to accelerate. And then before you know it, Bitcoin's down at 11,655. You know that this is a number that I've been talking about for quite some time. And I genuinely, absolutely still believe that this is going to happen. So I'm going to link all of these articles below. We're going to get over to the charts. And Binance, I was saying, sort of 280. 280 is a level on Binance that I've been expecting to get hit for quite some time. Last week was pretty decent, right? And what's interesting and very important to to note here on Binance is this week right here where you see price came down, we had this really nice sort of pull to the upside. That in itself should have been enough to get us back above this level right here, 321. That didn't happen. It kind of bounced its head against that, and then obviously it started to, stabilize. And then last week we had some really nice downturn. Obviously, this is off the back of Silvergate, a cryptocurrency bank that's obviously going through problems. There's quite an interesting back and forth with Silvergate because they're saying they can't file for Chapter 11 or Chapter 7, but the sub company can. So it's quite interesting. I may do another video on that separately, but the fact that it's happening again is an issue, right? So obviously that is going to spill over into a lot of the cryptocurrency, sort of market. And I think we are going to continue to get some downturn. I still believe 280 is on the cards for Binance. We're seeing no relief. If I go down to the daily chart just to show you what this looks like, and you can see we had this drop, really nice push. And this was that big tail that we saw. And then obviously now we're starting to grind lower. And again, we're seeing no signs of relief. This low is getting taken, to be honest. This low basically comes in at around about 285, I believe, 283. That's getting taken as far as I'm concerned. Probably take this one as well. And we are likely to come into this small area over here, with lows coming in roughly around about 275. So 275, 280, I think is still on the cards for Binance. Again, not seeing any relief. So just be mindful of that going into this week. There is news that is coming out this week in terms of news releases. So on Tuesday, we've got Fed Chair Powell. He's going to be testifying at 3 p.m. GMT time. Wednesday, we also have, him yapping again. We've got job openings. We've got the 10-year bond, which doesn't really move the market that much. Thursday, unemployment claims, and then obviously Friday, you've got non-farms. So be cautious. This week is going to be a very interesting week in terms of volatility. And if we just jump over to Bitcoin, again, we're not seeing that much relief. We're seeing a little bit of a downturn, not as exaggerated as Binance, but still an issue. And I think ultimately we are going to end up down at around about 21355, somewhere around this area. And I was saying, if I go back up to the weekly chart, that if this level is taken, this one here, number one, and we start to drive into this as we start this week, I think we are going to start to eat into this area and potentially come down as close to number 2 as possible. Now, that may seem a little bit exaggerated in terms of we're currently sitting at 22,366, and going down to around about 17.5 may seem like a big deal. But to be honest, this is nothing more than a broad range consolidation. I've said this recently, and I'm going to repeat this. This is a consolidation. We are going sideways. We're seeing these, sort of blips But ultimately, we're going sideways within a range of around about sort of 17 to around about sort of 22, 23. And until we come outside of this range with any significance, it's very unlikely that we're going to continue. So that's the update for today. As of the recording of this video, I'm probably going to do another update later this evening just to see where prices are. I want to start staying on top of price now because it's going to be very interesting going into this week and obviously into the remainder of the month. I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Ciao for now.